Hello everyone, welcome to Zylostar with a new weekly market update with Mr. Amidian, fundamental analyst from here, Mr. Summer, technical analyst, and me.
US indices are pretty flourishing nowadays, a lot of good opportunities for investments and also trading. Peter Grant, Goldman Sachs, and 92% of participants on the Fed Watch are expecting a 25 basis points cut by November. So we also see a lot of good opportunities in gold, and we expect whatever drop you might see is a good opportunity to buy.
Higher probability of winning the election by Donald Trump, more social financing from China, and also a mixed corporate earning from the US companies.
Also, as we can see, the gold is going up and reaching the highest numbers in up channel. So we are still in the buy side of the gold. So guys, let's take an outlook for the gold and for the euro USD. In gold market, as we can see, gold market is still in the uptrend, and as we said before, like the gold, he will reach more higher. Before it was like in 2670 or something like that, and we said that he will retrace to this up channel, then he will cross this resistance level from here, and now he's transferring this resistance from here to a support level. So now what we are expecting the gold to retrace this support level from here, or may retrace to this uptrend from here. Then he will continue in the upside, and he will continue uptrend in up channel. So this is our outlook for the gold, and now he is on $21. It's a very good price. Now let's take an outlook for the euro USD. In euro USD now is at crucial support level. It may retrace before failing more. As we can see here, he is in the support, and he may retrace to this resistance level from here before failing more. Let's take a look next week, guys, in these pairs again. See you next week.
All right, so here we are kicking it off with the dollar index. So the dollar has been performing pretty well to the upside. We can see pretty strong bullish momentum covering this fair value gap. So according to technical analysis, the dollar index from this resistance, right, it should respect the fair value gap filling and the resistance and retrace to a previous support. Now we do have this support here at the level of 103. Right, and a second support we might be looking to is the level of 102.5. Now, because of this ascending channel and this bearish momentum here in the last few hours, we could say, before the end of the week, we could see this bearish movement, and probably the price will break below this support, reaching to this support of 102.5, and here continuing its up momentum after this retracement. So that's about the dollar index. Now going to NASDAQ. Yes, indices are performing pretty well, even though after the crash and the market is like creating this what is it called, symmetrical triangle. Yeah, so from here we might see an instant breakout to the upside, or the market may retrace its support again before another attempt to break out this resistance level. So that's about NASDAQ. Going to Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is also doing pretty well, as been anticipated the previous week. The Bitcoin has grabbed a very good liquidity here, and yeah, the bullish momentum continues. We have some series of bull flags back to back. A bull flag here, another bull flag, not the best one, but still it is another bull flag, and a third bull flag. So this bull flag, we can see there are a lot of bearish candles and a small symmetrical triangle here, which ended up pulling down at a retracement to the support, grabbing some liquidity, all of that. So from here, it continued going up, almost, or let's say reaching to this resistance level, right? Actually, it's a fair value gap at the level of 69,000, not particularly the resistance level. However, from here, we might see Bitcoin retracing just to grab some air before they can continue the run to the upside. However, we're still pretty bullish on Bitcoin on a longer run. So that will be it for Bitcoin.
Hello everyone, hope you are doing great. This is Masud Amidian. I'm a senior fundamental analyst at Zylostar. Once again, we are here to review the most crucial aspect of the financial market, which is fundamental. I want to kick it with the economic indicators, and as usual, I want to start it with the last week economic indicators. So last week on 15th of October, as you can see here, we received the CPI number for Canadian dollar, and on monthly biases, it published lower than expected. Later, we received also the CPI numbers from the New Zealand, and it also published lower than forecast. And later also we received the CPI number from the United Kingdom, and the same story happened also for Great British Pound, as you can see here. Later on 17th of October, on Thursday, we received the employment change, unemployment also for Australian dollar. It published for the unemployment lower and for employment change higher than expected, and it increased the strength in Australian dollar. Also for European Union, we received the main refinancing rate and also monetary policy statement, and later also we received the ECB press conference. And as you can see here, as expected, the main refinancing rate cut by 0.25% from 3.65 to 3.4%. And about the monetary policy statement, they mentioned that the deflationary process is on the way and it's doing great. And also for the ECB press conference, as you may watch, so Christine Lagarde, the chairman of the ECB, mentioned that economy is still in a good shape and inflation is decreasing month by month and everything is under the control. So it guides the euro to go down and face pressure. And also at the same day, we received one of the most vital economic indicator of the week for US dollar, or better to say United States America, which was retail sales and core retail sales. It published a strongly higher than expected and forecast, and it means that consumers are still in the good shape. So it decreased the probability of hard landing. And eventually on Friday, we received the retail sales number for Great British Pound. As you can see here, it published significantly higher than expected. So for the next chapter, I want to talk about the corporate earnings which we received last week. So from the corporate earnings in the United States, we received the earnings of the third quarter for some giant companies such as Netflix, American Express, P&G, TSMC, ASML, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and other giant companies such as CT, United Health Group, and others. So for Netflix, we received better than expected earning, and it increased the target of this company shares in the future by some bank and institutes. Also, Goldman Sachs, Blackstone, Citibank, and Morgan Stanley and Bank of America, these giant banks published their earnings higher than expected, and the future revenue was higher than the last quarter. On the other side, some companies such as United Health Group, American Express, and the P&G published their earnings lower than expected, and it faced a little pressure on Dow Jones. But totally last week was a bright week for the American equity markets, as you can see here on the map of the S&P 500, except the UNH, or but the United Health Group, and other companies in the energy sector. Most of the sectors were green, or let's say positive. Here also we can see a graph which is related to Dow Jones and S&P 500. They closed near to the highest price they already faced in 2024. So about the geopolitical side, we received some news regarding to the death of the Sinwar, and also from the US politicians, they mentioned this death, it will guide us to ceasefire immediately. But I think these tensions are still at the highest level since 2007. From the FOMC members, we had some speeches by some members such as Rafael Basti, Kashkari, and other members of the Federal Open Market Committee, and they mentioned that US economy is still at the good shape and the probability of soft landing is still high. Let's go about the upcoming week. So I want to kick it with the economic indicators again. For the next week on 22nd of October on Tuesday, we are going to have a speech by the chairman of the BOE, or better to say Bank of England, at 5:25 p.m. to Dubai time. As you know, guys, our head office is located in Dubai. And later on 23rd of October on Wednesday, we are going to have Bank of Canada monetary policy report and also rate statement, or better to say interest rate. And also same day at 6:30 p.m. we are going to have the press conference of the chairman of the Bank of Canada, Macklem. So let's see what we will receive after receiving the CPI number of the last week by the Canadian dollar. Next day, which is Thursday on 24th of October, we are going to have again a speech from the Bank of England chairman, Bailey, and also from the European Union. We are going to have the PPI number, better to say flash PPI numbers for France, Germany, and also UK. And finally, we are going to have the unemployment claims, or better to say initial jobless claims for US at 4:30 p.m. same day. And also 5:45, we are going to have the flash manufacturing PMI by the S&P Institute for manufacturing and also for services. Eventually, on Friday, we are going to have the retail sales and core retail sales for the Canadian dollar. And the final chapter is for again the corporate earnings for the upcoming week. Next week is really crowded week from the corporate earnings side, and we are going to have some giant companies earning for the third quarter, such as Tesla, American Airlines, and other giant companies such as NASDAQ, IBM, AT&T, Verizon, Triple M, General Motors, and other companies like Texas Instruments. So do not forget, in this specific period of time when we have the corporate earnings, it can play a vital role in the sentiment of the investors, and it may lead to more up in the indices, or it will cause a pressure on stock market. Stay in touch. Do not forget like, subscribe, and share it to your friends.
I'm supposed to say something, but yeah, stay in touch.